Welcome to Native Learners. Today's story is about a real journey. A journey from silence to confidence. A journey every English learner can understand. This is my story. The story of how I went from being afraid to speak to speaking with courage. I was not born with confidence. I was not born speaking English. I was silent for many years. Not because I had nothing to say, but because I was afraid. I feared judgment. I feared making mistakes. I feared being laughed at. So I stayed quiet. I watched others speak. I listened to their conversations. I read books. I understood words. But my lips remained closed. My heart would beat fast every time someone spoke English to me. I would panic. I would freeze. I would pretend not to hear. I avoided questions. I nodded and smiled. But deep down, I wanted to speak. I wanted to join. I wanted to say something. But fear held me back. I remember the first time I tried. I was in school. The teacher asked me a simple question. I knew the answer. But my voice did not come out. My classmates looked at me. I looked down. The teacher waited. I stayed silent. That silence stayed with me for years. It became my habit. It became my wall. I built it to protect myself. But it also kept me away. From learning. From connecting. From growing. Then one day, something happened. I met someone who changed everything. Her name was Aisha. She was new in town. She didn't speak my language. She only spoke English. But she smiled at me. She tried to talk to me. I was scared. But I didn't want to be rude. I said one word. Just one. Hello. That simple word broke my silence. She smiled. She said, "Nice to meet you." I smiled back. My heart was racing. But I felt proud. That one word made me feel brave. I wanted to try more. So I began practicing. I stood in front of the mirror. I spoke small sentences. I watched English shows. I repeated what they said. I wrote short stories. I read them out loud. I made mistakes. I laughed at myself. But I didn't stop. I joined a small group. A group of learners like me. We practiced speaking together. We helped each other. No one laughed. No one judged. That group became my safe space. Slowly, I began to change. My voice became louder. My words became clearer. My fear became smaller. One day, I went to a shop. The shopkeeper spoke English. I answered in English. My voice didn't shake. I felt strong. That moment stayed in my heart. It gave me hope. I started speaking more. In school. At home. With strangers. With friends. Some corrected me. Some encouraged me. Some ignored me. But I didn't stop. I told myself, keep going. I knew I was not perfect. But I also knew I was improving. Every word I spoke was progress. Every sentence I completed was victory. My silence was no longer my home. My voice was finding its place. I gave myself goals. Speak for 1 minute. Speak in class. Answer a phone call. Introduce myself. These small goals built my confidence. Step by step. Word by word. Mistake by mistake. I accepted my fear. I did not fight it. I walked with it. And slowly, fear became my friend. It reminded me I was trying. One day, our teacher asked us to give a speech. My heart dropped. My hands were cold. But I said yes. I stood in front of the class. My legs were shaking. But I opened my mouth. I spoke slowly. I made mistakes. But I finished. Everyone clapped. My teacher smiled. I smiled too. That moment changed my life. I was no longer the silent student. I was a speaker. I was a learner. I was brave. I started helping others. I became a mentor. I shared my story. I told others, it's okay to be scared. Just start. One word is enough. You will grow. My confidence grew with every conversation. I joined online classes. I gave interviews. I got a job where I spoke English every day. I helped tourists. I made international friends. I even started recording myself. I shared my voice on social media. I talked about learning. I talked about fear. I talked about dreams. Many people wrote to me. They said, "Your story is like mine. You gave me hope." I cried reading those messages. I felt grateful. My silence had become strength. My fear had become fuel. My voice had become my tool. I remembered the days I was quiet. I remembered the pain. But now, I was free. I was not perfect. But I was proud. I still made mistakes. But I smiled through them. Because now I knew the secret. Mistakes are part of growth. Fear is part of courage. Speaking is part of learning. I looked back at my journey. From silence to confidence. It was not fast. It was not easy. But it was worth it. Every step mattered. Every moment counted. I wrote my story down. And now, I share it with you. Because you are not alone. If you are silent today, it's okay. If you are afraid, it's okay. But don't stay there. Speak one word. Then another. Then a sentence. You will grow. You will change. You will find your voice. And one day, you will say, "This is the day I spoke with confidence." And I will clap for you. Because I know how hard it is. And I know how strong you are. Keep learning. Keep speaking. Keep growing. From silence to confidence. From fear to freedom. This is not just my story. It can be yours too. What did you learn today in this video?